Day 9. Rolling out of Isaba and heading over the Pyrenees to France today, the first major landmark of the expedition. Found a pretty ideal camp spot last night, about 100 metres from the hotel. So popped the tent up and headed in for a beer, and then this morning a little cafe con leche and refill the water bottles. Just wending my way gradually up through the forest here on very smooth tarmac, not a car in sight, great tearing. Dirt Remy. I believe somewhere up over those crags in the sun may be my col. Looking back the way to Isaba and onward up the hill to Col. Just stopped at this refugio about 4 kilometres short of the Col. Disappointingly it's closed, but I've got my tea. I've just been warned by the bin man here that high winds on the Col, but my plan will remain the same. Must admit, I've had a pretty cushy tailwind coming up the top of this Col. After all the hard work heading south, they're reaping the rewards. Heading in the big ring here, daily! Mistakenly thought I was already on the Col, but the climb continues. Magnificent. Vive la France! Bonjour! So it's goodbye Spain and hello France! Absolute monster descent. Tremendous fun. Absolutely fantastic. It must be 10 degrees warmer down here. And the descent continues down to Arrête, which is quite a long way further down the valley, I think. And see if we can find a cafe au lait. Ferme. Another beautiful ascent on the way to Arudi today. It's been absolutely top notch all day. Well, it's just gone 4 o'clock and I've rolled into Arudi and quickly located a Carrefour and got a few supplies, chinned a litre of raspberry milkshake because I ran out of water. Well, it probably took me at least half an hour to finally track down a cold beer, which was a Boisson in the fridge in a place down the road. Got to the picnic table, thought, brilliant, just about to sit down, trod on a massive pile of dog. That aside, it's a lovely scene. Coming out of this gaff, I'm pretty happy to see the back of the place after the goings on. So heading for Lord now, it's about 40k. I've done a bit over 80 today, and just been doing a few calcs on the distance for tomorrow, and the Col de Tourmalet has to be taken. A bit over 2,000 metres, 2,000 metre climb pretty much, big one, pretty much double today. Crazy. I'm employing a slightly different strategy tonight, and that is to get the big feed on prior to camping. So we'll see this off and then hit the road for some bonus evening kilometres. Riding on into the night, chaps, and it's actually quite populous around here, so I'm going to have to work quite hard to find a site that's not in view, I think. Day 10. Just gone 8 AM. It was actually quite chilly last night after being very, very warm and muggy yesterday. I'm about 20 kilometres from Lord. I'm going to roll in there for breakfast and then have a think about what's going to happen for the rest of the day. Rolling out of Lord, 20k under the belt, and just stopped for a little cafe au lait. €3.20 here versus about 140, 150 in Spain, so quite a premium having crossed the border. I've been thinking about trying to get the distance under the wheels and get east to intercept my friends in Georgia, but there's a couple of big cols in the Pyrenees I'm quite keen to venture over, and we'll only be in the Pyrenees once, so that's what we're doing. First up is the Col de Tourmalet, which is quite a famous one in the Tour de France. It's about 2,100 metres, which is almost 2,000 metres vertical from here where I am now, about 200-300 metres. Big old climb, but hoping to get to a place called Bagnères de Luchon, aka Baggers, in 2 days' time, or tomorrow night, where I may even seek some accommodation. Well, it's an absolutely delightful spin up this valley. I think the decision to go for the Col so far looking like a good one. We're on the sign, Col de Tourmalet. This is where the main valley down to Lord splits in two, and I head up to a place called luz-saint-sauveur. And I just chanced upon actually where the old man and I finished an expedition in 2017, and stayed overnight and waited for the bus down to Lord the next day. So I tried to recreate the picture that we took on that day. So see if you can make the comparison. Just rolling out of luz-saint-sauveur, where I stopped for a cooling Coca-Cola on a terrace, which I wasn't expecting to find, so that was an added bonus. And freshened up the drivetrain and got some pasta for the stove tonight. And I'm just setting off up the Col proper, about 700 metres here. The pass is at 2,100, so it's a 1,400 metre climb. The place is pretty empty. It's late October now, but the temperature, as recorded by the pharmacy in the village, 29 degrees. Pretty toasty. Le Col, c'est ouvert! I think it's a good time of year, and indeed time of day, to be heading up, because there's no other cyclists on the road showing me how slow I'm going. The sign saying 13 kilometres to the summit, current altitude 1115, which means I've got about 1,000 metres left, which is sort of equivalent to a Mount Snowdon, something like that. Oh, I've burst back into the sunshine, a bit over halfway up now. Absolutely loving it. Vaguely on the lookout for a camp spot, but too good to stop really. Whoop. Off the village. Well, I've made it 1,000 metres up from luz-saint-sauveur, altitude 7,000, or rather 17,040 metres, at the Tourmalet ski station just now, where I'm about to prepare some dinner. Just here. Majestic surroundings for the big feed, and sun just creeping on the horizon, not yet dipping down behind it, fortunately.